Hey there, tomato heads. Lauren here, Mrs. Tomato Head. And it is Tuesday, July 8th. I'm back with Tomato Tour Tuesdays. It's been a few weeks. I was on vacation last week, and then the week before I filmed the ladybug experiment, which turned out to be amazing. I don't have any aphids anymore whatsoever. So that's really exciting. That was a big win. But and I think the week before I may have not been feeling well. I haven't been feeling well lately. I've lost quite a bit more weight than I really should on me, and you know, I'm having good days. So far, today's a good day, but hoping to get out of this flare soon. But that's depressing stuff. Let's talk tomatoes. So like I said, we were away last week. We went to the Outer Banks with my entire extended family in celebration of my mom's 80th birthday, and had a great time. I was sick for the first half of it, unfortunately, but the second half was great. And the important thing is we got to celebrate my mom, so that's great. So we if you've ever gone away during tomato season, especially like this time of year, all of a sudden you come home to mass explosion, which is exciting. I feel like we normally go away like for a long weekend to my parents over 4th of July. So maybe like 3, 4 days. But this year we were away for the week. And sometimes I come home to like, oh my God, Septoria leaf spot. And sometimes things look bad, but that was not the case with this. I do have a little bit of Septoria, especially on the stuff on the deck. But the plants are insane. So let me first show you stuff here on the deck, which is generally, well, I've got some tomato stuff. So let me turn this around. So I've got my green stalk with lettuces here, and pretty much all went to seed, which I knew it would. I've got some arugula up there, which is doing really well, purple arugula. And then, I've still got leaves that are doable, or usable rather. This thing has definitely gone to seed, as has that. Um, this one's looking pretty good. These are looking pretty good. Some of them are more heat tolerant than others. This, not so good. Um, and then I've got a lot of my experimental tomato micros growing up here, which are looking great. Um, over here, who do we have here? This is Drop the Micro, which are shaping up to be, this is F4, so these are shaping up to be the shape that they have been the last, well, over the past year, the last couple generations. These are White Baby, all three of these plants. And then I've got some Septoria leaf spot here in my micro tower, not too much, but I've got a lot of my micros growing in here. And then this is Ellie's from Bunny Hop, a new one she's working on, which she says is the sweetest one she's ever grown. So looking forward to trying that. This is another one of my experimental micros, which I have not named yet. That's in F2 right now. So these are kind of exciting. This is another one of mine I'm calling Micro Bricks Fix. That was one of the sweetest ones I've grown in the F2. I think this is this is F3. So that's exciting. Over here is Pear of Pleasure by Lucas Wallman. Not necessarily meant for hanging basket, but I thought I'd give it a try. And I'm getting all kinds of little, it's a multiflora and all kinds of little pears here. Exciting. These are Heidi Dolan's My Two Gingers. Beautiful carrot leaf, looking great. These are Micro Sun and Micro Mars by Reinhard Kraft. There's some good lettuce. That's nice. This is stuff that, the other stuff that's gone to seed I kind of planted earlier in the season. This is stuff I planted sort of before we went away. What do we have here? Purple Boy Green. This is an exciting one. Friend of mine from England purchased these for me. It's a micro, it's an F1, it's called Akoya. Kind of a hanging basket, but it has dark black fruits, which are starting to come out. So that's exciting. I think it's supposed to get quite a bit bushier, but we will see how it goes. This is another micro I'm working on called Creamsicle Mini. 3 plants there. What do we have here? More Drop the Micro. Looking very cool. There's a good lettuce. I think Kina gave me this lettuce. That's Americana Brucia. There's some over here too. We do love lettuce. This is another White Baby. Calling out to you, Haley. I know you're waiting patiently for this white micro. What did I plant here? Oh, Tatiana's Russian patio dwarf. I did start some micros quite a bit later, which are still kind of in here. I started these before I went away. I'll bring some of them inside. The rest of them, I don't know. Some of them I wanted to use for breeding. Others, I'm just like, I don't know if I can fit them anywhere. I do have room still inside, and I do have a number of things growing in there, but we'll see. We'll see. I've got Gusto Mini, little Vilma here, Golden Stream, Boca, Orange Pearl, one I'm working on called Tiny Napoleon, Porter's Early Compact, Pot Orange, Beta Lux over there, Donetsk. So we shall see what we have. And over here I've got, isn't this pretty? It's kale. I'm trying to think of what it was. I think it's from Renee's garden. Now this kale, the kale in this green stalk, eaten up by the cabbage worms. Some of these are just, they look like lace. And I could have used BT on it, and I have in the past. I chose not to this year, and now I'm left with no leaves. But this, what kind of kale is this? Do I have the tag in here? It's a good one. It's the second time I've planted it. Oh yeah, Tuscan baby kale. And the cabbage worms aren't really touching it. Pretty sure this is from Renee's garden if anybody wants. So, and they're nice, soft baby leaves, which is great. And then I really like this arugula. This is Uber arugula, which I think I get from Territorial Seed. It's a little bit smaller, but great for salads and stuff. I love arugula. In fact, I'm gonna have one right now. Delish. I love the peppery taste of arugula. All right, so let me show you the tomatoes. Let me show you from the deck here, just so you can see how it's exploded since you've last been with me. Hang on. And there it is. Massive monster plants. I mean, from this section, there's some over there as well. Everything exploded, and I'm sure many of you are going through the same thing right now. It exploded. We use like a garden Velcro to adhere everything to our supports. And while I did have a friend looking after our Rory the Wonder Cat, and she also grows tomatoes, so she did strap things for me. It still took me 2 days of strapping over the weekend to get it all under control. And I know I'm still missing some. But I want to show you something else. And I've talked about this in my Thursday show and everything, how it really doesn't matter that much when you start your seeds. Some of these were started end of March. Some of them were started end of April. You can't really tell a difference. You really can't. Some varieties are taller than others, but you really can't tell a difference. These are some that I started a little bit later. I've got big fruits on them already. So if you think you're behind, or I want to encourage everybody to not start too early. I know at this point in the season, it's kind of a moot point, but you don't need to start early. It will not give you earlier tomatoes in general unless you start dwarfs early and then move it outdoors to indoors. It really has to do with the soil temperature. So if you're on like a strict timeline, I would encourage you to maybe loosen it up a little bit. Better to do it a little bit later than too early. I've just seen so many times people losing their plants. We get all excited. We're aching after the winter to eat that first and 100th homegrown tomato, but resist. Each week, or each year rather, I seem to move it a week later. This year I did a batch the end of March, and then I did some, like I said, kind of mid to end of April, and then even a couple in May that seem to be growing just fine. So check with your time zone, but don't start too early. If I can relay to you one thing in this tomato head of mine, don't start your plants too early. But anyway, my point is just to show you how they all look similar. bed 6, bed 5. No, yes, bed 5, bed 4. You can't really tell a difference at all which ones I started earlier and later. There's some shorter plants over here. Were these started later? They may have been started a little bit later, but let's look over at the Sophia bed over here, because of course that's the one I'm obsessed with the most. I won't stay stuck in here though. Well, first of all, if you watched, I think it was, my last one was maybe 3 weeks ago, Rob put up this cattle panel arch and we planted some pole beans, and by the time we got back from vacation, they were climbing over the trellis, which is really neat and beautiful. No beans yet. And there's one particular, the bane of my existence. We're getting some of these Japanese beetles. I have a new trap coming today. They seem to like the ones, I've got like a Japanese red noodle bean, and they're just eating that alive. And some of my zinnias, and they tend to like zinnias, so I've got a not so humane trap coming today. If I keep flicking them off, there's another one. Go away. Go away. That's something that ladybugs do not eat, is Japanese beetles. So let's look at Sophia's bed over here. Hi, Sophia. I've got 1.5 beds of Sophia. And I've got tomatoes on a lot of these already. This one's Alaskino Heart. Can you see the tomato on there? Leaf, get out of the way. Very cool shape, Alaskino Heart. One of my tallest ones, this is all the colors of the world. I'm not sure if I have any fruits on this one yet. It's getting flowers all the way up here and up there. I don't know if I see a tomato on this one yet. Most of hers I do. In fact, the other super tall one of hers, Triumph of Sophia, I think there's only one tomato on it yet. Now it is still early. It's only early July. Sometimes I will start dwarfs in like February, move them into the garage at night, out of the garage into the sun during the day. I really didn't do that this year. So I won't have super early tomatoes, but there's a couple determinates I'm growing that I may have tomatoes coming in the next couple weeks. This one is Chocolate Delight by Sophia. Very cute. Oops. There it is, Chocolate Delight. I'm excited for all of Sophia's. I'm excited for every tomato I'm growing, otherwise I wouldn't be growing it. What do we have over here? Oh, this is Riddle of Strawberry Waterfall, which I know Linda Wicker Downing and I are both growing. I had sent her seeds that Sophia sent me, and they don't match the picture of what Sophia sent, but in her write-up she says that this is a variety that, oh, hello, bee. Do your thing, man. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Doesn't resemble the photo, but Sophia had said in her write-up that this is a variant that just keeps splitting and splitting. So I'm going to have to write to Sophia and see what she wants us to name it, because I don't want to call it Riddle of Strawberry Waterfall if she wants it to look. The ones in her pictures they're larger, kind of, they look like hearts, and these are definitely, and Linda's are already ripe. These are oblong with a nose. No doubt they're going to be, oh, here's the bee again. Hello. Hi, beautiful. Thank you for doing your thing. Lots of pollinators this year. I was hearing something from somebody in the groups who's saying that they're not getting many pollinators this year. I think way down south. I'm not sure if that has something to do with it, but that made me really sad. This is Fiery Turban by Sophia. Starting to look super cool. It's got a little bit of antho on the top. Very cool shape. Oh, this one may ripen early. It's already got a little bit of gloss. Yeah, it has a little bit of give. It's on the bottom. This is called Maple Heart by Sophia. It had lots and lots of fruit on this one. This is Ochre Symphony by Sophia. Lots of fruit on these as well. They're going to be like a butterscotch color. Over here's Emerald Comet, Sophia. These are cool. Antho again at the top, very cool shape. Over here is Magic Rainbow. Her shapes and colors, like Bill Yoder's, are just pieces of art. This is Chocolate Henry. Really excited for this one. I sent seeds to Porkina and Mary Rivas, and neither of them could get theirs to germinate. I'm not sure why, but I have 2 plants growing, so I will be saving seeds, of course. And I have lots of fruit growing on it already. And then let's go out here. I don't even have a rhyme or reason to what I'm showing you guys today. I just kind of thought I'd walk around and say, hey, this has a lot of fruit on it. Sweet Tropical Pear by Sophia. These are larger than I expected. Sweet Tropical Pear. Lots of fruit on this one. Lots of fruit. Over here is Strawberry Sherbet. Another one Sophia sent me. That's a cool one. And this is Rose Gold. I'm not sure if I saw fruits on Rose Gold yet. Definitely flowers, lots of nice flowers. Yeah, I'm not sure I see a fruit on those yet. I've got 2 plants growing of that. And then over here are more Sophias. This is Sweet Truffle Heart. Got some fruits down here. And does this go to this one? Yes, it does. Sweet Truffle Heart. That one I think I got from Tomato Galaxy. That's one that's not that difficult to find, but it looked really great, so I wanted to grow it. Temptation of Sophia. Rob had to top this already. No, I'm sorry, not Temptation. He topped Triumph. This is Triumph. Look how tall it is. Lots of flowers. I'm not sure if I've seen a fruit on this yet, but lots of flowers way up high. So Rob topped it so it wouldn't get any. Oh, we have one. Here's one. Hey, buddy. Triumph. I've got 2 plants of this growing too. This is Temptation of Sophia, another one that's pretty easy to find. Places like Tomato Eden and all that. I don't know that I see fruits on this one yet anywhere. Lots of flowers though. Oh wait. No, oh yeah. There's a teeny tiny one. Cute. This is Victoria's Salute, plant courtesy of Jen. Lots of flowers. No noticeable fruit at this point. And then what do we have here? Then we're getting into, these are not, the rest of them are not all Sophia's. These are, did I do this row yet? Yes, I did. This is Bliss by Sophia. I realize it looks like a jungle. I don't see fruits on this one yet, I don't think. Cherry Stripes, another Sophia. Lots of flowers. Here's some fruits. What does this one go to? It's funny when you plant them in the ground, you know exactly which plant goes where, and then it gets to this point, and you're like, you have to follow down the stem to see what's what. This is, the rest of these are not Sophia. This is one called Painted Piglet. I'm showing it. Looks like that's a cat-faced one. And then here's a big one down at the bottom. A couple more big ones. Lots of fruit on this baby. And over here's Prune Ibera-Puera. I don't think I see fruit on this either. I should have put my hair up. It's getting hot. Maybe I'll go in and put my hair up and we'll do some more. All right, I'll be right back. Poof, magic, hair is up. Feel much better. Got a drink of water also. All right, where do we go next? I guess I'll finish off this bed. Oh man. Thankfully the Japanese, oops, hang on. Thankfully the Japanese beetles don't touch my tomatoes, but you're not allowed on my sign either, dude. You'll be going to Japanese beetle heaven when Amazon gets here with your trap. No offense. Okay, where were we? This is a variety called Tay&D, and nice healthy plant. Don't think I see fruits. Oh yes, there are. There's a couple fruits. Looks like that one may be joined together, which can be common in early tomatoes. This is Sugar Magnolia by Bill Jeffers. Lots of flowers on that one. Don't see any fruit yet. Stella del Sol. I know this is a white one from Switzerland that I've been super excited about. Got lots of fruits on this one. It's just loaded with them. Oh wait, is this a sugar magnolia? Yeah, here's a sugar magnolia. There's a little, oops, stuck. There it is, sugar magnolia. Lots of Stella del Sol fruits over back there too. Who's showing this? I don't know. Yeah, lots of them. Check it out. Lots and lots. And then this last one's called Mordovian Malachite. It's a new one by Zagalen. And seeing a lot of fruits on here already too. There. All right, let me get out of here. You should have seen me over the weekend when I was strapping up these plants. I was just buried in the jungle for 2 days. I was feeling good, so I was able to do it. But yeah, it's amazing once they get out of control. I've had years where I come back and I'm horrified at what I see after being away. This was not that year. I know we had 2 big rainstorms while we were away, so the growth is understandable and the heat also. But yeah, I was very happy with the way the plants have loaded up since we've been away. Here's one of my, I'm always talking about borage as a deterrent for tomato hornworms. Love it. I've been growing it for years. Last year, for the first time, I got my hands on seeds for this. It's called Bill Archer borage. It's variegated leaves. And so a lot of these came into bloom. I've got one planted in each bed, except where my dwarfs are. And I did see some evidence, very little evidence, but evidence of, this guy fell down, of tomato hornworm kind of chowing down on one of my fruits, but thankfully not the leaves. Here's just one of the many African blue basil plants I've got going. This one's really spread out. But if any of you got your hands on it this year, I'm sure you're experiencing the same as me. The stuff just grows out of control and the pollinators love it. I've got another one here. It's still kind of small. Another one over there. This is one, for those of you that don't know, that must be propagated. It does not go to seed, so you cannot purchase seeds for it. Again, it's called African blue basil. Undersides are purple. It's a great culinary basil too. And I keep saying I've never seen anything that attracts pollinators quite like this. I got my original plant from Epsi and I've been propagating it. Now this is my second season propagating it. So it is my favorite basil. This one is known as, I'll show you the pronunciation. It translates to Southern Evening. Yuzny Vecher. I think I got seeds from Katrine Puck on this one, but lots and lots of fruits on here. Big fruits down here. Lots of fruits down there too. Nice. This is another plant I got from Jen, Twilight Tricolor, which is just loaded with fruits. This is Tupelo Honey by Teresa at Terra Nova Farms. This is absolutely loaded with tons and tons of fruit. Can't wait to taste that one. This is a new one by Tom Wagner. Was told that it's a cross of B times Macbeth, and I don't know what the other cross is. Right now, it seems to be topping out at 24 inches tall, so it's a mini dwarf. It's getting fruits that are similar in shape to B times Macbeth. I want to zoom in on that. But they're striped. Okay, come on, get out of here, leaves. They are striped and really super cool. So growing 3 plants of that. Can't wait to report back to you, but it seems to be 24 inches tall. I did just start, I had started another seed and I've moved the plant indoors in a 1-gallon grow bag to see if it can be grown indoors. I mean, this one in raised bed, well, obviously it'll reach its max potential, but sometimes if you put it in a smaller container, you can grow it indoors. So I wanted to do that kind of experiment. But thank you, Tom, for those seeds. I appreciate it. What's next? Let's go over to bed 1. Got some exciting stuff going over here. This is Obama. It's kind of short right now. And that was an early one I started, I think, so it must not be a very tall plant, right? Yeah, this was started March 23rd, so that was one of my earlier ones. I have a great big old fruit on here and a bunch more smaller ones coming up, but it is loaded with fruit. This is a plant that was loaded also with the aphids, and once the ladybugs came to town, they're just gone. They're just gone. That was a really good experiment. I've actually got some more coming, and I bought some ladybug houses to try to give them a place of shelter. This one is blackjack, which Bill Yoder told me is great. So seeds are sold at Secret Seed Cartel. Don't see fruits for that one yet. Bananas Noir, that's my variety, tends to be a late season, but of course I have to grow that. This is a potato leaf bacon lettuce in this, my second year growing that. Let me tell you what is a superstar so far is Heidi's Wicked Good, bred by Heidi Dolan. Let me see if I can. Okay, I just had to go inside for a bit because the phone got too hot. The heat is getting, if your phone gets overheated, it will shut down. So we went inside, we cooled off for a little bit. Let's get back to Heidi's Wicked Good. Hang on, let me turn you around. Heidi's Wicked Good is right here. It is loaded with fruits. Tons and tons of fruits on it. Just loaded, tons. Can't wait. And then this one I've grown, this is my 3rd year in a row growing it. It's my favorite Jarson. It's Jarson 1 tricolor. And I'm trying to make sure this one's stable. I've been giving out seeds for a few years, but most Jarsons just aren't stable. But this one, so far the shape is what it's been well, this will be the 3rd year. So I've kind of confidence that it'll be the same, and we at least have another stable Jarson. 18.3 is stable. I think 22 is stable. But there's a lot of variants out there, so that's the Jarson 1. What do we have over here? Captain Lucky. We did not grow it last year. We grew it 2 years ago. I'm going to be using that one for a cross this year. Beautiful potato leaves, big potato leaves on Captain Lucky. It was one of the best tomatoes I've ever had. Oh, this would need some strapping, that's for sure. How'd I miss you guys? Who is this? Bogatyria lucia. We grew it last year, loved it, wasn't going to grow it again, and then somebody pulled up my review of it and reminded me how much I loved it, so I started seeds for that. Looks like April 4th. So I don't see any fruits on that yet, but I'm looking forward to that one again. Over here, the rest of these I think are Bill Yoder's, the second half of this bed. This is Hold Back the Rain. Getting some pretty flowers on this. These I did start later. I'm not sure. I think there's a couple fruits on some of them. This one is Notorious. Notorious. Oh, there's a fruit right back here. I'm gonna show it. Get out of my way. There it is. And then this is Shake the Disease. 2nd year in a row I'm growing this one from his Depeche Mode collection. It was delicious. More fruits up here. And then Suffer Well, one of my favorite tomatoes of all time that also grew, another one of his Depeche Mode ones, new release last year. Tied with Malachite Box for my favorite tomato of all time. Rob agrees. Absolutely delish. Then we come over to this side. What do we have? Oh, I had to grow this one. This is one of Bill's new ones called Gratitude. I think it's Beastie Boys collection. I'm big on Gratitude, so I had to grow that. There's another African blue basil. Isn't it just gorgeous? Wait till you see how big it gets. Fascination Street by The Cure, I think. That's part of his Cure collection. It's getting big. This is a Chauffeur, getting a little bit of Septoria on there, which is really not a big deal unless it starts to affect all the leaves of your plant. Doesn't affect the fruit or anything like that. And Blasphemous Rumors. There's a couple fruits on here. There's one. There's another, looks a little cat-faced. So that's bed number 1, looking great. Oh, this is, I know Mary Rivas was talking about this the other day in our sister group, Gardening Lovers Collective and Swap. This is a brand new basil offered this year from Experimental Farm Network. It's called Togolese Hori basil. And the write-up for it just sounded amazing. They say it smells like juicy fruit gum. I think it's a holy basil, so it's not your typical basil. Does it smell like juicy fruit? Doesn't smell like basil. I suppose I can taste juicy fruit. Let me eat it. It's very refreshing. I think Mary said she was going to use it on some watermelon. Would be great in tea. Definitely took a long time to germinate, and it is definitely a painfully slow grower. In fact, I was saying in Gardening Lovers Collective and Swap in Mary's post that I got 3 plants finally, but they were so small by the time I planted them out here. I had to put, well, the tags are right next to them, but I was weeding one day, you know, weeks and weeks ago, and accidentally weeded one of the plants, and now I've got 2, but that's okay. More room for the African blue basil. This one's really neat. This is my second, oops, hang on. Let me turn the camera around. This is, I can't think of the name of it. It's red lettuce leaf basil. Aren't these massive? I've been using them in salads. Look at the size of these. There's regular lettuce leaf basil. I know Baker Creek sells it in many other places. But the red lettuce leaf, I've only seen it Dea Flora, which is where I got my seeds from. So if you're looking for something unique, you can put these on burgers, on a tomato sandwich, or if you're just looking to put basil in your meal, pick one leaf and chop it up, and you've got the equivalent of many smaller leaves of basil. So that's exciting. And here's another Bill Archer borage, keeping those awful hornworms away from my garden. Oh, looks like we lost a little branch here. There we go. And strap these babies up. Bogatira lucia, I'll come back to you later. Here's another African blue basil. Can you tell I love it so much? It's everywhere. Here's another red lettuce leaf basil. Look at this guy. Wow, look at the size of these. Very cool, right? You may notice that in between many of my tomato plants, I've planted carrots. I did this last year for the first time, and it worked out really well. Now, the tomato plants do hide the sun from them, so it will be later in the season when the tomato plants die back that you'll get the big carrots. But it's a great way to use the in-between space, depending on how much space you have in between. But I also put some radishes in there. That was a first timer for me. Not sure I'll do that again, although I came home, I've got bags and bags of beautiful rainbow colored radishes. All right, where should we go next? Let's go over to some of the dwarfs. Got a little Septoria on some of these too, but that's okay. Beefy Purple by Mark McCaslin is looking great. Pretty sure this is a determinate. Have lots and lots of fruits on it. I should have measured this. I would say it's around 4 feet right now, 48 inches. But it does have lots of fruit on it. Really looking forward to that one. These 2 are a variety I got from Ludmila Kudzasova. It's called Electronic Dwarf. This is the one where I saw evidence of tomato hornworm right there. But I don't see where the hornworm affected the leaves at all, so little jerk. but the rest of them are okay. And this is a smaller plant of that. This is burnt sugar. I think this is a determinate too, has lots of fruit on it, so that may be turning soon. This is Dwarf 62208. This one's not doing so well for me as far as the leaves go, but has some nice big fruit on it. I heard from Drew Danger this is a great green dwarf, so I'm looking forward to trying that. This is Dwarf Autumn Queen Golden, which I got seeds from Deb Toothaker. Aren't they pretty? Can I zoom in on that? Beautiful, right? I've got 2 plants of that. This is Dwarf Shimmering Beauty. I'm not sure if I see fruits on Dwarf Shimmering Beauty yet. Somebody else in the group, maybe when my last tour, said that their Dwarf Shimmering Beauty wasn't doing so well. This is a brand new release from Victory Seeds, the Dwarf Tomato Project. But yeah, I'm not even sure I see a flower. Plant's looking good, but yeah, I don't see a flower. I did get another, I think this is from my sucker farm, a smaller plant of Dwarf Autumn Queen Golden, because I gotta utilize all the space. Who else? Oh, this one's cool. This is a new one, Full Moon Kiss. I have it strapped to the fence, so it's gonna be hard to see, but this is a nice short plant, 24 inches tops. Look at all the flowers. Tiny, tiny fruits. Ellie gave me these seeds. Now I'm forgetting where they're from. Usually I know this stuff off the top of my head. Is it Casey Piscatora? Or wild? No, I don't want to give you wrong information. I will have to look it up, but I'm loving, I cannot wait for this. It's multiflora, it's got flowers and fruit all over it. I gave one of these to my son Jake too. He lives in an apartment with his girlfriend and they have it growing on their deck and they're just looking great too. Here's another neat one. I was given seeds from, oops, it's not looking so good. Kristen Madsen, it's called Dwarf Wood. She told me it was a micro. It's definitely more of a mini dwarf, but look at this, the really cool looking fruits on this mini dwarf. I've got another plant down by the shed and it's looking the same. Here we've got Dwarf Awesome. Got one little fruit on here. I've got a couple plants of that growing. We grew it a couple years ago and it is nothing short of awesome for sure. Deaton's Dwarf, have plant from Jen here. Has one little fruit on it. I've got 2 Nanos Meatball Dwarf going. Have some fruits on here. Go back here. Come on, dude. Where are you looking at? Show my hand. There's the fruits. There's several on there, and then there's a couple on this plant too. All right, up here is Jack in a Box by Dean Slater. Potato leaf variegated. And I have lots of fruits on here. And Alma's Century Pink, another one from Bunny Hop Seeds. All right, why is this thing freaking out on me? Come on, dude. Alma's Century Pink. I have some flowers on it. No fruit yet. All right, so where do we go next? There's so much I want to show you guys. I mean, really explode. Oh, you know, I wanted to show you something. I was afraid I would forget. Let's go over here. So we have some plants in front of our deck because I look to put plants in every nook and cranny. Let me show you. Here they are. Some here, some here. Mainly these are extras, duplicates of things we're already growing. I think they all are. And then over here, I've doubled up. This is on my an F2 I'm working on. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you that too. What I really wanted to show, what I first wanted to show you is, see these cool spiral stakes? These are by Gardener's Supply, and they're spiral tomato trellises in rainbow colors. And I wish I had gotten more, and now they don't have them in stock. But aren't they so cool? Got one over here for this sugar magnolia and orange, and then one over here, cool green one. Who is this too? Isn't it so cool though? Wish I had gotten more at the time. But so I wanted to show you that, and then I wanted to show you, so my F2, which is a cross of, well, one of my F2s, but this one's a cross between Malachite Box and Dwarf Purple Heartthrob. I've got a lot of plants. Some of them are doubled up in these bags. But I have two that are dwarfs that I'm really excited about. This one in particular, I wanted to show you. Look at the fruits on it. Isn't that so exciting? Can't wait to see how it tastes. So these are, oh, I said F2. These are, no, that's right, F2. I grew the F1 out indoors. So these plants all have kind of different fruits, but this dwarf one is, I'm really excited about. I'll have to see how this dwarf one comes out. But most of these over here are Malachite Box Dwarf Purple Heartthrob F2s. I've got them numbered. Here's another one. Here's more fruits. Not generally looking, I thought I could double up on them because really at this point I'm looking for the fruits. Here's another one, nice big one here. So we'll have to see how they turn out. I'll have to rate them, and then I save seeds from it and carry out the ones that are interesting to me. They could all be different ones if they're all good and interesting and tasty. But yeah, this is like my pride and joy, this little dwarf. Lots of fruit on it too. Oh, cute. Very exciting. What else? Anything over here? This is the in-ground and grow bag bed, which is looking good. Ben Gantz over here. Kina gave me seeds for this. This is loaded with fruit. Just loaded down. Look at them all. I don't know if they get bigger. I think they do, but man, this thing is just exploded with fruits. Over here's another riddle of strawberry waterfall. I have a lot of duplicates over here too. The ones in ground are not duplicates like the Ben Gantz, but the ones in the grow bags often are. This is Verde Rojo de Sierra Pando, which is an experimental Spanish variety. It's Big Malacca. That's from Greece. Malachite Box Black. I have one in the raised beds too. This is getting a lot of fruits on it. That one in the raised beds getting a lot of fruit too. Earl, Hazel Creek. This is the potato leaf version. I've got a regular leaf growing in the raised beds. Armenian, which Rowena gave me seeds for, and I'm very grateful. Caramel Cordial. This is a plant from Jen. That's her last name, Cordial, so that's exciting. This is Swisher Sweet, another plant from Jen. These came from Old South Seeds, I know. I did the unboxing of theirs. And then I've got Kina, Jennifer, and Lauren. Kina, we've been commenting that nobody's getting fruits on Kina, but I showed her today. Woo, we've got flowers. She is a more chartreuse one. She's a very, very pretty plant. Jen has potato leaves, and she's got many fruits down there, as you can see. Am I showing them? Yes. And then this is Lauren. Lauren's got at least this one fruit. That's all I see. So that's exciting. It's a duplicate of a plant called Fiery Mountains. What do we have over here? This is Jewel. Where does this one go to? Jewel Tone. Getting lots of, having a hard time seeing. Hang on. Come on. Jewel Tone, which I think is a tricolor. I'm just showing these fruits. Get away, leaves. Oh, they are. Oh, this guy needs to be strapped up too. That's Lauren. Lauren's out of control. Ah. Who do we have here? Condofiori, Italian Condofiori. Got seeds from Annette Beauregard. Has lots and lots of flowers on it. Polish Bling from Craig. Actually, Heidi gave them to me, but she got them from Craig. Northern green, I got seeds for this from James Maxwell. No fruits yet, but definitely flowers. This is Lucky Bling, also from Heidi, who gave them to me through, she got them, grew them last year from Craig. These have beautiful variegated leaves. Who is this? This is Boxwood, another one from Jen. Violet Beauty is out of control. She's out of control, but somebody, was it you, Francis? Somebody posted photos of the fruits and said they were just out of this world, so I'm excited for that. Here's another Ochre Symphony. Look at these. Beautiful. Ochre Symphony. Who's this? Red Trash Panda. Okay, I had to stop again. The phone overheated again, so the phone and I both cooled off and we're back. I know we left off with Red Trash Panda, so let's get back to that. I know at least one of you's already tasted Red Trash Panda, bred by Brooke Schaefer of Shorty's Funny Farm. I shouldn't say bred. It was found in her burn pile, and she's been stabilizing it. So it's an exciting variety. Somebody grew it and already loved it, so I'm looking forward to that. I've got a very small variegated borage here with some weeds growing in it. A couple other smaller plants I put in here to devote to hornworm deterrent to the in-garden or in-ground bed. They just didn't make it in the heat. I think they were too small when I planted them out. This is Belle Amite, seeds I got from Kim Wallace. It's a friendship tomato. Millwood's Inspiration in the ground here. This one's not looking all that great. Oh, that's not the main stem. Oh yeah, it's looking great. I have it strapped to here. Here's Malapine. It's a beautiful green tomato. That's the second plant I have growing of that. This is Gorby. Rid of you. This is Gorby. Got one fruit growing down here. This is Gorby's named for Sybil Gorby, a 95-year-old woman who has grown the same variety of great big red tomato since the 60s, and her daughter gives away seeds. I'm lucky to have been the recipient of some of these. Second plant of Verde de las Landas. I'll show you that in the raised bed. And this is another Triumph of Sophia, another great big tall one. Let's go back over here. I want to finish up, make it about an hour, but there were a couple things I wanted to show you over here that I wanted to get to this week. One in particular is super cute. It's a dwarf determinate called Coatli Salubong, and this is it over here, and it's short and it's a determinate, and look at all these adorable fruits. It's just loaded everywhere. Got a little septoria going on here. Really looking forward to this one. Not an easy one to find. This is one Nancy McCormick gave me seeds for, Joda, or Joda, however you pronounce it. And this is a really neat one. Can't talk much about the origin, but it's a woolly one called Fred Martinez. I can talk more about it when I review it at the end of the season. Right now, I really can't. And the rest of this bed, I can't talk that much about. Let me show you the malachite box. Who do we have here? I can't talk about that one. I've got some peppers put in these beds too, which I tend to do every year. I've got a bed way down there that I have peppers in, but I also stick some in some of wherever I have extra space in my tomato beds. Malachite box black has lots of fruit on it already. Lots and lots of fruit. And this is a big one. Look at this big baby. Loaded. This is another one of my cross malachite and dwarf purple heartthrob. Have some cool tomatoes growing on that. What do we have over here? Oh, this one translates to giant apple tree. It's from, I forget the name of the company, but these are supposed to be ginormous red tomatoes. I know it's being grown in the ultra rare grow out, said Kina, and really looking forward to it. This is the but it translates to giant apple tree. All right. All right, gang, maybe we leave it at this for this week. It's starting to get super hot out here. Hello, where are you going? Come back. There I am. It's starting to get super hot. Wish I could learn how to use this thing. But it's been fun. It's been so much fun coming back to the tomato tour with you all. All goes well, and I'm feeling okay. I'll be back doing Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce on Thursday, this Thursday's show, since it's the first Thursday of the month. Well, second, really, but I was off last week. Inspired Garden Life will be sponsoring the video once again. So if you want to win any of their amazing t-shirts, gift certificates, or whatever, you want to tune in 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time each Thursday. The first Thursday of the month is sponsored by Inspired Garden Life. Tim and Darylyn Dobbins. They're wonderful people, great friends and supporters of me and the group and all of that. So I hope you tune in, and fingers crossed that I'll be feeling good and get back to it on Thursday, because that show I haven't done, I want to say, in over a month, because I wasn't feeling well. So yeah, really looking forward to it. I've got a lot of tomatoes I want to talk to you guys about. So that's it. Until next time, peace, love, get your gratitude on, and go grow tomatoes. Bye, everybody.